up, guys? It is IDK Cast first annual. Well, not that we're gonna have one a year. So, what would it be? The first episode of all time?
I'd go ahead and say the first episode. Maybe the last episode, all just depending.
Well, welcome to that. And now you know why we call it IDK Cast, because I have no idea what the fuck we're doing.
Right, exactly. We're new and we don't know what to do.
My name is Solus, aka Shane. Shane is my legal name. That's how I file for taxes. This is my buddy over here, Kashimi. What's up, bud?
Hey, not much, man. Kashimi, my legal name is actually Clint. Just happy to be here today, I guess. It's gonna be a hoot and a holler, Mr. Solus. Nice head crab. So.
All right, what we're doing, we're jumping on that bandwagon of podcasts. We're jumping on that age-old, come listen to us rant about shit you don't care about. Why not? What we're gonna do, hopefully every week, every Tuesday, I hope, if we can get our lazy asses off playing games and actually edit shit and record. We're gonna talk about a variety of subjects, mostly gaming, not just PC gaming, console gaming, Game Boy Color, those little Tamagotchis.
Yeah, but even things you haven't even heard of, like for kids nowadays. Like maybe we'll touch some base on the Atari systems, but I mean that's so far fetched out of there that nobody even understands what an Atari is. Like what does Atari even stand for? Like why aren't there periods between it? Like is there a full name for it? I have no idea. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna kind of cover a very broad, well not very broad, but we're gonna cover a big horizon of everything.
So this first episode we're gonna intro. Right now we're playing some Sven Co-op, which is a free-to-play game on Steam. Based on the Half-Life source engine, a bunch of different people modding a bunch of different maps. Me and this giant mushroom here are currently just walking around because we have no idea what we're doing. Today we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about what we plan on doing, what our goal is for this podcast, our goals for future podcasts, and kind of our goals for future other productions that we might have in store for everybody. We understand we don't have a huge following, but that's fine because we don't like you guys anyways.
Yeah.
So what we kind of want to do now is kind of introduce your two lovely hosts here, which won't always be narrowed down to just us two. We plan on having some guests, some fellow gamers that we play with on a regular basis, come on here and talk to us. This is going to be half Let's Play, half debate, half comedy. So
yeah.
Go ahead, Kashimi. Why don't you give us a little background on your gaming career, your preferences, where you came from, you know, what's your favorite moments and stuff like that.
Little everything about me. Okay. Well, anyways, I've been playing video games since I was probably a wee little lad. Because basically, my if you guys ever seen, I can't think of it, The Cable Guy with Jim Carrey. Basically, video games was my babysitter when I was younger. His was cable TV. Mine was in fact video games. My dad was a hard worker. Basically, I started off playing on I started playing Pong. That's the original first game I ever played. Was Pong.
Nice.
Just basically hooking up the AV cables and just got the joysticks. Basically, the old Atari stuff. That is the first ever game that I played. Ideally, my dad would kick my ass at it. He was a lot better than me at it, which highly understandable. I'm sure he's been around the ringer once or twice when it comes to Pong. He might have been a champion at one time. He's just not telling me his secrets.
Is that on his resume too?
Yeah, it is actually. That and pulling cows' teats. You know, it's a pretty broad spectrum, really.
Yeah.
But ideally, you know, I started off playing Pong, and my dad, we kind of grew up playing Pong, and then as I got a little bit older, I finally got a Nintendo. I mean, I'm 25 years old. I mean, I'm not that dated. I'm old enough, but ideally Nintendo. So I played a lot of good Nintendo games, like the old Ninja Turtles on Nintendo. That was just a fantastic game, harder than hell to beat. But hey, you know, we after sitting down countless times and blowing out that cartridge, we finally beat it without having any sorts of problems. And then, you know, it's basically I got every console after that. I got the Sega, I got the Super Nintendo, I got the Nintendo 64. My dad, for some odd reason, he had about 5 different PlayStations, like the original PlayStations, because he used to own that movie store, so he'd rent them out. And I just fell in love with PlayStation. Favorite games, Final Fantasy, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and be that guy right now and say that Final Fantasy VIII was by far my favorite of the Final Fantasy series on PlayStation. That's just my style, more so. But basically, background, grew up in a small...
Hold on.
What?
Is this your tomb? Look behind you.
The tomb of the Mushroom King. Yes, it is actually. Welcome to my world, bitch. But anyways, yeah. So I grew up in a small town. Population about 4,000 people. In my terminology right now, that's a big town for me. I don't like big cities. I don't like anything like that. But I mean, ideally, I started off playing consoles. I was a big-time console gamer. Like I said, I had all the systems, up to a PS2, then an Xbox, and after the Xbox 360, I stopped buying consoles because I finally found out that my biggest passion that I had was actually, in fact, PC gaming. I started playing, the biggest game that I played was Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 for me was basically my drug, my addiction. So basically all the kids are out doing fun stuff with their friends in the summertime, and I'm just sitting around and I'm playing Warcraft 3 with my friend. You know, that was just about it. And then from there on, it's, you know, I want to save up instead of using my dad's Windows 95 Millennium Edition, whatever the heck it was, computer that could barely load anything. I finally saved up. I got myself a gaming rig, and you know, for me, console gaming is a thing of the past, and I'm not going to be 100% biased on it, but it's for me, the console gaming, it's starting to die off because there's so many big wars and battles between both of them, that it's becoming more of a trend and more of a, it's like a mainstream type deal where you have to have a console, otherwise you're not gonna be a cool kid, and then people are gonna argue that PC gaming and stuff like that. But that's on a different subject altogether. But you know, I enjoy playing games like League of Legends. I know maybe I'm jumping on the bandwagon here and becoming a PC fag or a League of Legends, whatever. But you know, it's a fun game. I played that for about 3 years, and then I tried playing Dota 2. It's way too complicated for me. I'll just stick with my League of Legends. Played Counter-Strike for a decent amount of time. I like to experience new games. Can't do Five Nights at Freddy's. That is way too terrifying for me. I can't do scary games. I tried it, and I basically threw my headset off, and I actually had to get a new one after that because I actually broke the earpiece off on it. I really... I don't know, like, you know, I enjoy things like this. Like, Sven is, like you said, it's a Half-Life mod, and Half-Life was one of the great PC games. And I know they got the orange box and stuff that came out on consoles and everything too, but I mean, it's simple things like this. Like, kids nowadays, like, nobody's ever gonna play this because just look at the graphics. Nobody's ever gonna want to play these. Like, they want the next best thing, and they're just not gonna be entertained or enjoy it the way that you and I would, Solus, because together, we understand where this goes and what this represents to us. So I guess that's kind of a short background story about myself. Grew up in a small town, loved PC gaming, grew up with consoles, and I guess let's go ahead and hear a little bit about you, Solus.
Well, for those who don't know, me and Clint actually kind of grew up together in the same town, small town. I was actually introduced to gaming through a lot of friends. You know, I would go over to my friend's house and they would have the N64, they would have the Super Nintendo. My parents did get me when I was very little Super Nintendo. I don't believe it was for me. I think my mom just wanted it, and she just kind of hid it to say, yeah, it's for you, but I'm going to play it. So I have quite a bit of memories of banging on some Super Mario World. You know, that was kind of a bonding moment between me and my mom. My dad, and then my jump up was I got a PlayStation 1 for Christmas one year, and my dad actually played a lot of Tomb Raider, so that was kind of fun too. So I've always been, I won't say consoles. I've never had an extensive game library. I've only owned like 1 or 2 games at a time when I was little, but I played a lot. I played when I could. But I think the biggest thing I always did was I played with my friends. A couple of close friends would come over and we would take turns on Independence Day for PlayStation, or we would play Tekken or something like that. So I mean, it was definitely that couch co-op that let's come over and play. You know, hey, we're gonna go over to my buddy's house for the weekend and you know, hit WrestleMania 2000 hard, and we would play the same game for hours and hours and hours without online, without really progressing through the game, but just playing together. My first, when I really got turned on to, I guess, gaming itself, is obviously I'm a huge first-person shooter fan, always have been, and it was definitely Halo for me. I went to my buddy's house, original Xbox, set up a LAN, 2 Xboxes, 8 people, and we went to town, and I fell in love. I fell in love with that competitive spirit, that social aspect of playing a bunch of games and then putting the controllers down and going outside and or getting something to drink and talking about what just happened in the game, and I fell in love with it. Slowly moved on to 360. Then really hit the online gaming hard with Halo and Call of Duty. I definitely fell on or into that curve, or I mean that line of basic gaming, and really went hard with that for a long time. Stayed away from PC for quite a while. I definitely had an old PC when I was a kid, Windows DOS, Windows 95, and I played Wing Commander and Wolfenstein, and Myst and Age of Empires. Just certain things that, like, not so much that I went out and bought these computer games, but maybe they came with the computer game. My mom picked them up at a garage sale. I wasn't actively looking for PC gaming. It just kind of fell in my hands. But back then, DOS 95, Windows 98, everybody's rig was kind of the same. Nobody was, like, looking, for the next best thing. Every game ran like shit. There wasn't, I mean, you could have a higher power PC, but it wasn't like anything today. Every game kind of had the same requirements, blah, 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 blah. Slowly moved on from PC, and then kind of never went back, and almost had not a hatred for it, but I definitely was negative to it, with a lot of the cost per, for power. I wasn't introduced, I wasn't intrigued by that. I kind of like buying a console. Everybody was on the same level, blah, 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 blah. Got into the next gen, Xbox One. I guess you can say I've been an Xbox fan. Played a lot of FPSs and stuff like that. If I had to, and then I'm definitely rambling right now, but if we can go on to probably the game that defined my gaming career and kind of opened up my eyes, it was definitely Halo. And not just because it was Halo or because it was a first-person shooter, but it was that social aspect of it. All my friends played it. It was something to talk about at school. It was something to look forward to at the weekend, getting together and being the best amongst your friends and destroying your friends. Definitely that.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off here, but
that's fine.
Okay, so let's just clarify something on the whole Halo thing and being better than your friends. Okay, rocket launcher, does it take skill to use?
No, fuck you, Jeff.
Okay, so anyways, continue. Sorry.
And then throughout the career, here and there, and then I actually kind of fell across this laptop that I'm working that is not amazingly powerful, but strangely powerful. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Jeez.
Power enough to run PC games, and I kind of started getting Steam. I started talking to you more and being introduced into PC gaming, and not that it's a full switch, but I obviously am spending 100% more time on PC than console. So a brief background is it's the same as you. I kind of like took my little baby steps from each console. It took me longer to get into PC and enjoy it than you. But I think that's what's going to make this podcast and what we're trying to do here better, is that we're contrast each other. We both have different backgrounds. We both have different outlooks on stuff. So a little background on me. Other than that, I'm a musician. I enjoy music. I'm a nerd. I love Deadpool comics. Your typical fucking basic ass bitch fucking podcast host. Damn it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds right. So yeah, anyways, moving on. So that's a little background on us. We plan on having plenty of our closest friends that we play with on Foxic Gaming. It's a little group of people that we play with on PC and Steam and many games and stuff like that. So we plan on bringing some guests on and debating subjects, getting a third, fourth, fifth opinion on things. I think it'd be kind of boring to constantly hear what me and you think, but
right, because I mean everybody has their own ideals on what they like for video games. I mean, if we could sit here and talk about one game specifically, we're going to sound 110% biased, and that's not what we're going to go for here. I mean, we want to get opinions from everybody,
right?
On every different type of game. So
I mean, this will be our main podcast, guys. We're going to be doing. We'll probably be doing a lot of Let's Play while we're doing podcasts. Nothing really too intense games. We're playing, like I said, we're playing Sven Co-op right now, something we don't really have to pay attention to. I honestly have just been, this is a maze, and this is probably the worst map for this.
I have no idea what it is.
Because these people have been just watching us walking down the same hallway. But we're going to be playing some basic games where we can focus on the topics at hand, but still have something for you guys to watch. And there might be a couple podcasts where you get to just see our beautiful faces and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But moving on, so our ideas are, like I said, have some fun, have some comedy, debate about some upcoming things, talk about some upcoming things, some past things, where the community's going, where it's been, what it's doing. So we're going to move on to our first topic. As you just learned that me and Clint both have different backgrounds here in gaming. I'm heavy console, he's heavy PC. Right now we're going to get into the topic of not so much PC versus console, because I hate that. I mean, it's always been there. I'm definitely a part of the problem. I hate saying versus because I feel that it's a gaming community. We can all have fun together. But it's obviously two different mediums. It's two different ends of the spectrum. So they obviously are going to be contrasted and put up against each other and the weight of each other. So I'd like to start off and say, I'm gonna just jump right into it, guys, and say that back in the day, console over PC every day. I mean, obviously console brought video gaming into the mainstream, obviously, but consoles are what? Computers. So I guess you could say PC brought gaming. I'm talking about gaming. I'm talking about readily available games to the public. It started with the Avatar and the ColecoVision and stuff like that. And and then when the PC started hitting pretty big in the early '90s, mid '90s, I think it was still pretty solid. But what's that ultimate battle? What do you think, Clint, is that ultimate discussion, that ultimate topic that PC and console players, and I'm talking about hardcore people. I'm not talking about people like us where we've gone back and forth.
So you're basically talking like what they think is better about their system,
right? What will a
etc.
hardcore console player always complain about PC, and what will a PC guy always complain about?
Well, console player is always going to go ahead. I mean, you got your console players that are always consistent, like, oh, well, first-person shooters, Call of Duty, obviously they're going to always think that they're better. But, I mean, I think the biggest battle is more so on the graphics line of things. Because you get your PS4 players and you get your PC players. You get them together, and they're going to round up. And basically what it's going to come down to is which one has the better graphics, who's going to win if you actually play that FPS if they had a cross-platform, a multiplayer like that. The biggest debate right now with that, I guess, like with consoles, like, okay, for me, a mouse is more accurate than a joystick because you're not going to be able to, like, keep up with somebody's hand who's got the muscle memory in that mouse.
Right.
And then I guess some of the other wars, just with any console, even PC, is exclusive titles. Everybody sits there and says, well, we're better because Xbox, we exclusively have Halo.
Which isn't completely true because PC has Halo, the first Halo, and I think Halo 2 came online.
Yep.
But yeah, I absolutely understand that. And I don't want to try and get into the debate right away. I want to know on an outside neutral term, because you've seen both. What do you think the biggest or couple biggest debates is? You think it's skill? Do you believe that? Is that what you're trying to get at? Is skill between who's better at what game?
Yeah, I go.
Because you can't say like, oh, this guy's really good at Halo, so he's going to be really good at Counter-Strike. That's not true.
Exactly.
Do you think that the skill level across all platforms, all games, are higher? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what do you think the next one is?
Oh, I'll let you take that one. What do you think it is?
I constantly think it's not so much when I say exclusive. Oh my god, exclusivity.
Talking's hard.
Yeah, talking is hard. I'd like to say I think console gamers are most jealous, to say, not of the power of a rig, but the customization of it. Like I have an Xbox One. It's the same Xbox One as everybody else's. It's the same color, or maybe different colors, but it does the same thing. It has the same games. And PC has, you have the choice. You have I can be on a laptop that's mobile. I can be on a tower that's stationary. I can do so much more things. And I think it's kind of a jealousy of both ends.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they obviously will start hating on each other. So a console guy will be jealous of a PC, or a PC guy will be jealous of a console guy because of price-wise, it's cheaper. It takes up less space. Sometimes it might have games that you can't get a hold of. You know what I mean? Like maybe some guy is a really big Halo fan and he went over to PC and now he can't play it anymore.
Yep.
And I think it's just that natural hatred. It's that natural Chevy versus Ford, tomato, potato, fucking. You don't have what I have, so I don't like you.
Exactly.
And that's not the entire community, but I think that's what the debate is. And I definitely think it's slowing down a little bit recently with Xbox One becoming more powerful, PS4 becoming, more powerful, and running games, and obviously the game libraries are getting bigger. But to move forward and to see kind of where we're both standing, why don't you go ahead and give me the reason why you're on PC? I definitely want to say 100% of the time. You never know. You might get a bug up your ass and go buy an Xbox One or PS4. You don't know. Whatever. But what is your reason exclusively? If we could not keep it short, but why you switch to PC? Why you find it better than console? Like, give me your top 3 reasons.
PC gaming, you have a bigger selection
Of games?
Yeah, you have a bigger selection of games. It's upgradable, so I don't have to get the new Xbox when it comes out next week or next year, or PlayStation when it comes out. I can easily go ahead and I can switch out my graphics card and be able to run everything that I need to, or change out my motherboard.
Okay.
So those are 2, and the third one is just it all depends on the game highly, but I want to say the community. The community on PC gaming is so much better. Yes and no. You got your hackers because everybody can mod and change the scripts and everything in the PC stuff. But I really enjoy the community a lot better than I do on console gaming. Because there's always that stereotype of 14-year-olds on Xbox that always want to do stuff to my mother. I don't know why. She's a saint. So,
right.
But those I guess those are my 3. Just the broad spectrum. You got a big selection of games. It's easy upgradable, and the community.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely sounds like I wanted to throw in before I got rid of it. Is a lot of, the same concept, because we're talking tech and software, is iPhone and Android. iPhone is, in my eyes, I'm an Android fan, personally. I don't want to admit that now. I just got a Windows phone, so, fuck me, right? But I've always had Android, and that's the same thing we were kind of talking about, is iPhone is kind of it's more pricier, it's a little bit more heavy hitting, you know what I mean? It's very solid, the operating system is very solid, but it's not customizable. And I feel that iPhone is compared to the consoles. Everybody has one, it's easy to get, they come out every year, blah, 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 blah. Then your Android, you can do so much with it. You can change the storage out, you can change the operating system, you can root it, there's more apps, blah, 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 whatever. So I feel what you're saying about console being more customizable, and I'm going to go ahead and throw my 2 cents in, and it's definitely going to sound like I am pro console, which I am, but I'm giving you the reasons why I played console for so long. And mind you that I'm on PC now, but I'm not 100% on PC now. It's just my situation. That's why. The reason I like consoles better is what you said about upgradable is the fact that I don't have to do that. You understand? Is the fact that I don't have to. Every game that comes out in the lifespan of my console can be played on my console 100%.
Right.
Settings, blah blah blah.
Yep.
But then when we talk into that, my game library is smaller, and that's fine. And that's, I think, smaller library also means exclusives. I can play Halo, Gears of War, and mind you, some people will say, well, Shane, you can play Gears for, there's games for Windows. You can play Gears, you can play Mass Effect, stuff like that. Right, I understand that, but I don't. That's not. We could do this all day.
Yep.
I'm saying is why I stayed with console so long is I dropped down $300-400 and I was done. That's it. I didn't have to worry about anything. I didn't have to. I just went out last night and bought a new mouse. I didn't have to buy a new mouse. Most I have to do is buy a new controller or a second controller. I didn't have to buy a new keyboard. I didn't have to, whatever. But for PC, I understand is when the games come out and they require a little bit more from you, you're not stuck. You know what I mean? You do have an option to make it better, and almost endless options. If you got the money, you have endless options to make and I don't really think as obviously you can only go as far as technology can, but I really don't feel that there's a peak. You know what I mean? Because obviously me and you are not going to spend. We could if we want to, but spend $20,000 upgrading a PC. You know, that's just kind of unreasonable, and I think you're taking it too far. There's plenty of people that spend $7, $8, $9 grand. Those are the hardcore people that have, I'm talking streamers, YouTubers, professionals, that do that. So the reason why I stayed with console so long is the fact that I didn't have to upgrade. I didn't have to worry about sticking in a new video card, more memory, blah blah blah. The reason I stick with console is that a lot of I found that a lot of my friends had consoles. It was mainstream, so a lot of my friends had Xboxes. So we would all get together. It was something to talk about. I feel that the PC person was kind of left out. He had his own community, and it was smaller in his immediate area, his immediate community, like where he lives. But obviously, the general population might be bigger. You know.
Right.
But I enjoyed the fact that, yeah, I just got an Xbox 360. Yeah, so did I. You want to play some Halo 3 later? Yeah, let's do it. You know, that conversation was readily available, and I enjoyed that. And I think third of all is, I think user interface operation, like user-friendly. Everybody knows how to run a PC. I understand everybody knows how to run basic, you know, Internet Explorer, Start, you know, right click, left click, they know how to do that. But when you start really diving into games, like I've just been finding that it's out lately, you know, your settings, your, you know, your, all the different things you have to tweak or might come across to tweak. Yep. I think the problems with PC that can happen, not that they do happen, but can happen, are problematic for me. I think that's why I stayed along. And I actually am finding that out now because I'm not running a great rig. I'm running a good enough rig, but I'm running across problems that I wouldn't have with Xbox or Xbox One or PS or PS4. Like those will run into overheating problems. You might have to restart them once in a while. Maybe your disk tray doesn't open or whatever, but those are all mechanical things that kind of just will happen with any machine. I didn't have to, you know, screw with my audio settings because I can't hear anybody. I didn't have to, you know, there's no deep, dark settings. Like, the intricacy of this PC blows my mind. And I think it's overwhelming. I think that's why I stayed away from PC gaming for so long. So no, okay, so there we go. So we kind of got our top reasons there of PC versus console. And they're kind of the same, you know what I mean? But I think we just noticed that why you picked PC is kind of why I didn't. You understand? You know, is you like this, and I looked at it as a negative way, and that comes out to the same debate as, like I said, Chevy and Ford. Both are vehicles. Both have four wheels.
They both do the exact same thing, but you still got everybody that's biased and who's loyal to one specific thing. Yeah.
You know, my dad drove a Chevy entire his life, so I'm gonna drive Chevy. Or I watched my best friend's Chevy blow up, so I'm not gonna get one. That's basic human nature. That's the basis on stereotypes, racism, opinionated people, politics. All that stuff is just based on, I saw it a couple times, I don't like it.
Yep.
So if you look at the negative aspects of something all the time, then you're going to be negative and you're not going to want to get it. I looked at PC gaming as negative constantly, and so I didn't do it. So all right, so moving on. So there we are. Now let's talk about console gaming and where it's going. Where it's come. Obviously, we all know where it's come, or where it's been. I think it's had a great life. I think we have to pay respect to almost every console that's ever came out, from Nintendo to PlayStation, Xbox. Each one has given us something that we use today. And a lot of those consoles, a lot of the stuff that they utilize, we see in PC gaming with games and stuff. Not so much how we use them, but how we play the games, how the games are developed. We see from a lot of, like, Nintendo has given us a lot of different things.
Yep.
Xbox has given us a lot of different things. PlayStation. So let's go to console gaming. I I was extremely excited for Xbox One and PS4 next gen. I was looking forward to the decade of constantly climbing that mountain and progressing, and we didn't see it right away. A lot of glitches in Xbox One. PS4 didn't have a lot of exclusives. Wasn't really anything. A lot of people, I remember talking to a lot of people and be like, why should I get a PS4 over a PS3? And I obviously told them, I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, that's true,
though. And same with Xbox One, really, technically. But I don't know. And now, they're starting to hit their stride right now. But I'm going to tell you right now, the biggest downfall of console gaming right now, Clint, is developers and corporations.
Yep.
It's the oversaturated Call of Duties of the world, and everything. Halo. The fact that it's first-person shooter after first-person shooter, after the same mechanics, after the same engine, after the same shit constantly every single time. And it's running it dry. Yes, that is very appealing to a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old or someone that hasn't had a new, I'm gonna go out and get an Xbox One so I can play Black Ops 3. Great, do it. But you just spent $400 on a console to play one game.
Yeah, to play a $60 game. I mean, that's kind of one of those things where I almost feel like, see, this might be highly opinionated, but I really feel like console gaming is more so just for first-person shooters. I know, I understand there's other great titles out there, but I mean, I feel like it's pretty much Xbox, especially. It almost feels as if they base their entire system around first-person shooters and the Call of Duty franchise and Halo. You know, and
it's pushing consoles. I mean, it sells consoles.
Well, definitely.
And it sells games, and it's working, but it's just being oversaturated with just the basic of the basic crap. And now, you know, look at what's happening with Nintendo. You know, the Wii U. I mean, the Wii sold great. It's still selling. The Wii U flopped. Nintendo's obviously hard into handheld games. I mean, they always have a stranglehold on the handheld market.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But they're coming out E3 with a new console, and nobody knows what it's going to be. I'll tell you what, it needs to be something groundbreaking and fresh, because they can't afford, because it's everything. The line has been set. We're plateauing now.
Yeah.
It took Xbox 360 7 years to start pushing good games. You remember the game Crysis?
Yeah.
You bought Crysis 3. Remember that game looked amazing on 360.
Super hype.
Looked amazing. Looked amazing on everything else. But that was the last year of the 360 console, and they pushed it. I don't see that happening with Xbox One. I just see this bullshit constantly being pumped out, and instead of having this awesome console in your house that plays 1,000 different fucking games and has the capability, and these developers are making awesome games, they're not. The console gamers don't want, like Witcher 2 and Witcher 3 are amazing games. Skyrim, stuff like that are amazing, absolutely. Fallout 4, amazing games. The majority of the console players do not want those. They don't have time.
No.
We are so oversaturated, and the weight of it is so extreme of stimulation from outside influences. So we have our phones, we have Netflix, we have tablets, we have this and that. People do not have time to sit down and play Fallout 4. They want to hop on their console, get into a couple matches of Call of Duty 3 or whatever the fuck they're playing now, and be able to check their phones and check their shit between matches, get their fix on gaming, get off and go and move on.
And go do what they want to do. Yep.
We do not have we don't not have the attention span anymore to sit down and play through games like Resident Evil and Final Fantasy, you know, and sit down and not have to be online and not have to be connected to the world. And I think that's the biggest downfall of gaming right now.
Yep.
I think we're slowly moving away from quality experiences.
It's moving away from casual gaming. Is essentially what it is. It's like casual gaming is dying. It's a dying breed. And I'm sorry, like I know that might sound biased again, but I really feel as if it is a dying breed.
It is, and I think that I don't see it turning around anytime soon. I'm definitely keeping my eyes on Nintendo this at E3. That's my last chance. I mean, I don't really give a shit about PS4 or Xbox One anymore. And I've had 2 or 3 Xbox Ones, you know, and I've seen PS4 and I've played heavily. And a lot of my friends and yours alike have consoles. And hey, man, get on PS4 and play with us, so we can play what? Rocket League or what the hell else do they play on there? GTA 5, Destiny, stuff like that. It's like, no, like, I love playing with my friends, but I'm not going to buy a console so I can play Rocket League with you.
Right.
You know? And the same way, I don't expect you to get a PC so you can play with League of Legends or Rocket League.
Well, Rocket League is on Steam.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to go out and get a PS4 just because at 2 in the morning my friends want to play, you know, Rocket League. And you know, they're going to listen to this podcast and they're going to be like, wow, Shane, you fucking asshole. And I'm like, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it doesn't pay.
They could see, yeah, it just doesn't. It's not going to make me go out and buy a $300 console. Especially when I've invested so much money into like Xbox and invested so much money into console. It's just nobody wants to play those games anymore. Nobody wants to play the games that have substance anymore. And that's I'm not talking about my friends. I'm just talking about in general.
Yep. The buoyancy right now is just it's so low. It doesn't make any sense.
Right, and it's just not gonna last. How long are we gonna have Call of Duty come out every year? Assassin finally just said they're skipping 2016. You know what I mean? Like that was starting to get really ridiculous. Madden every year. You know, like how often are we gonna see the same shit? For what these developers, I mean, are these console these corporations have like 10-year plans for these consoles? You tell me I have to deal with 10 years of Black Ops? I don't want to. You know.
I know what you're saying there.
Good. And so moving on, so I just feel the console generation, heavy console, PS4, Xbox. I'd like to throw Nintendo in there, but they're kind of their own entity. They're their own like cult following. You know what I mean? It's dying out slowly. I'm not saying it's going to be done in a year. It's going to take a while for them to be like, wow, we need to do something. So moving on, let's move over to PC. I'm going to let you talk a little bit because I'm still new to this. I haven't really seen any fluctuations or what's upcoming, what's going down. Where do you see PC gaming, the community, Steam, stuff like that? Where do you see that going? Where has it been? How's life in PC world?
Life in PC world is great. I guess that's just the way I can put it. I mean, like I said, I haven't touched a console in how long here. So I mean, like my what I say could be just stupid. But I mean, you got your MMORPGs. I understand World of Warcraft is a dying breed. Like that game is falling off the deep end right now. They got their newest expansion coming out next year.
That's huge, man.
Legion.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, ideally, it's kind of like with Call of Duty coming out every year, like once a year. What it entails is people that haven't played World of Warcraft in how long, they bought the last expansion, played it for, hit level 100, and then they stop playing after that. 'Cause it's like, okay, what's the point? I'm max level. I can do my dailies. I can grind out. Okay, cool. They'll play it for maybe a month straight, and after that, okay, we're done. So then that person's been offline for, let's say, approximately, about a year and a half. Has not played World of Warcraft. They come out with a new expansion. The developers know for a fact that people are going to buy that expansion just to try it out. So their 5 million subscribers just turned into 10 million. They just doubled what they had before, and that's their way of making money. Which I might be going off track here, but in console gaming, it can only go up because every single day they're coming out with newer components for the computer, better graphics card, better sound cards. Basically, buy a computer today. You go on Newegg.com, you buy all your components, you get that computer. It's all made up. You finally did it. Like the second you put it together, it's obsolete already. Right. That's one of those things. But I mean, you always have, like you said, you always have that ability to continuously keep on upgrading. I mean, yeah, granted, it's gonna cost some money to do it, but you're not spending $450 just to play one game. You're spending that money to play every game that you've had in the past. So backwards compatibility, that one thing right there, I guess that's huge. You don't need a disc. Everything's pretty much a digital download now. I mean, they've really steered away from the discs.
Yeah. I mean, even console-wise, like I mean, they're still there and they're still relevant. I still find them relevant. I love buying a disc. I think it's nostalgic of it. But digital download, the convenience is just overwhelming for both sides, console and PC. It's just overwhelming how simple and easy it is. You buy a disc, you break it, you lose it. Guess what? You have to buy another one. You download a game. That you have that until you die.
Exactly.
You can change your PCs, you can change your consoles, and that will always be available to you. And I think that's just amazing.
Exactly, and that's just kind of what it falls down to. I mean, you got things like you got the Far Cry series, that's coming out soon. Dark Souls 3 is coming out. Dark Souls 2 was a big hit. I mean, I actually haven't gotten on that bandwagon. I mean, I never played it.
I know our buddy Ben. Hopefully we can get him on a podcast here soon. I know our Ben played a lot of Dark Souls. I've always wanted to. I was definitely intimidated. It's a super hard game, super difficult. But keep going.
Yeah, I mean, you got games like that. Because I mean, like games like those are, I understand they're multiplayer, and I almost like to think that as almost a casual game. You can sit down, play, and you don't got to worry about anything. You don't got to sit there and think. After a long day's work, you can sit down, turn on some Dark Souls, play that for a little bit. When you're done, you're done. Competitive gaming, it's when's going to be the next time I do it? I mean, you got games like I said, League of Legends, Counter-Strike. You got Call of Duty. You got it on PC as well. I mean,
Insurgency,
Insurgency,
Smite.
There's
a lot
just
of stuff,
there's just so many different things, like so many different variables, I guess. I'm just losing my train of thought here. Like where do I see it going? Like I said, it's only gonna go up from here. There's no possible way that it can downfall. I mean, for Steam, for one, you can get items, acquire them in game, or you can buy them with money. But you can also turn around and sell that item, and you can make money off of that item. Like in Counter-Strike, you get a case, you open it. Yeah, you spend $2.49 for that case to open, okay, which might seem like a ripoff, but you have a chance of getting that knife or that Stat Track Factory New, let's just say Frontside Misty or Dragon Lore, which that Dragon Lore sells for $2,000. You can't even sell that on Steam. I mean, that's money in your pocket. I know the stuff that stays on Steam is going to stay on Steam. If you put it up on the marketplace there, the money just stays on Steam. So, I mean, it's got a good economy there. So, hey, okay, so I got these things, this new game's coming out. Well, I can sell one or two of my guns that I acquired, and I can buy that next game. Right. You know, it's a good way. It's a... gosh, I don't know where I'm going with this, Solace.
That's fine. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck we are in this map.
I don't even know what's going on. Apparently, we need to... activate the shrines in the moon, so I'm thinking we might need to switch this one up here because I have no idea. I'm just running around like a chicken with his head cut off right now.
This is like, I see this moon. I just don't. I got a moon here. I don't know what to do with the moon.
we'll do Afraid of Monsters. Let's do that one.
All right.
Just search for me in the friends thing there. So.
Gotcha.
PC game. You got servers. You're always gonna have your hackers. Graphic-wise, like comparing Battlefield 4 and everything else like that, PC takes it if you have the specs for it.
Right.
It takes it over any other console. I mean, that's just a hands-down given.
If you have the rig, if you have the money.
Yep. If you have the rig and you have the money.
People forget that not every single PC. I literally just went to Walmart yesterday to grab this, or Target to grab this mouse, and you know they have their laptops lined up, and one of them's like great for gaming, and you looked at the specs, it had an i3 core processor, it had 2 gigs of RAM, it had a basic video card. So that's trying to appeal to the general public and being like, yeah, this is plenty of power, and it's not. So you definitely need to make it known that if you have the power and the money, then yeah, you will have more graphics, which applies to anything. If you have the money, it's going to be better, you know, for anything.
If you have the money for that 4K TV, it's obviously going to look better than just a standard 1080. You know.
Exactly. So I mean, I think we're trailing off. So the community's good. Have you think it's been pretty stable? Has it fluctuated a lot in the last 5 years?
Like community wise, or what?
Just in general, you know, like did you hit it where it's stale for a little bit, or is 6,400 games on Steam keeping you busy?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people where I'm just basically obsessed with. I get on the kick of one game and I play that one game for ample amount of time. Like I said, I was on League of Legends for about 4 years. I stopped playing to play Counter-Strike for about a year and a half. Then I went back to League. You know, every game gets stale no matter what you're gonna play, whether it's on PC, PS4, Xbox, Wii, anything like that. It's gonna get stale after a while, but you just need to find that vice. I mean, yeah, there's thousands of games to keep me busy, but are they in any interest to me?
Right.
Like, I don't feel like I don't find any interest. You know, I know that sounds stupid, but it goes back to the whole casual and competitive gaming. I need to find a game that's competitive because I am a competitive person in nature.
Me too.
I can't sit down and say, oh, I'm just gonna sit down and play this campaign in this game. No, it's immediately jump right into multiplayer and boom, here we go. That's one thing that we've all lost sight of is the campaigns. Yeah. Like, they spend so much time making these campaigns and this fantastic storyline.
I haven't played a campaign in any game. I'm talking like I got Halo 5 day one, and you love Halo. Didn't even touch the campaign. Didn't even touch it. Yep. I haven't played, and I used to play campaigns from Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare, Battlefield, campaigns from Tomb Raider. Well, I think the last campaign I played because I was forced into it because it was single player was Tomb Raider, the new one, not the newest one, but the one before that, the reboot. Loved it, absolutely loved it, and I got upset because I'm like, wow, what have I been missing? And I'm easily amused.
Yep.
Like, I don't need the best graphics. I don't need the top AAA story. Like I said, I played the campaign from Advanced Warfare, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare, or whatever the hell it was back in the
Modern Warfare.
In the day. No, not Modern Warfare. Advanced back in the day. GRAW, they used to call it. Oh, I love that saying that, GRAW. And where the campaign was just forgettable. It was just secondary as an afterthought, and I love playing it. Battlefield, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 and 4, both had campaigns, both kind of forgettable and afterthought. Loved them though. Had a great time with them.
Yep.
I'm easily amused, and then when it's a very powerful story, I'm even more amused. You know, it's just I feel like we're both a product of our environment, and we're following the trends of I need multiplayer, I need constant human interaction, I need to be better than that person, I need to be playing with other people, which is fine. I mean, I like the social aspect of it. I'm not constantly thinking I need to be better than someone, because I'm not. I'll tell you that right now, and it upsets me a lot. As you can see from gaming with me, I get really fucking mad when I lose, which is fine. It means I'm alive. But I've lost that. Even on PC, I don't own a game on here that's going to give me a campaign worth playing. Insurgency doesn't even have one. League of Legends and stuff like that doesn't really, not anything I want to get into. So I'd really like to get back into it, but I think I'm just going to have to take a huge step backwards and go back and play something like Half-Life and Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Play those campaigns, get back into that. I'm interrupt you here, but I'm not loading into this server here. I'm going to cancel, try again.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that...
For me, like, the last campaign that I actually played through that I really, really enjoyed, this is going to date me back a little bit here, Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, that was a defining campaign.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and say, if this is a spoiler for anybody, then you obviously haven't played the campaign, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to spoil it for you. When fucking Ghost dies, I was literally in tears. After they were raiding the house.
Yeah.
You played that one, right? Or am I spoiling this for you now? I mean, I'm not ruining the Star Wars for you or anything here, but I'm just...
this map that we're playing is scary. Did you go to Director's Cut or Classic?
I went to Director's Cut.
Alright, voted yes. God, this is gonna be creepy. No, yeah, Modern Warfare 2, I mean, that mission, the sniper mission, you're crawling through, was it called All Gillied Up?
Yep.
Was voted on multiple media platforms, IGN, 1UP, Kotaku, stuff like that, as one of the best missions in any game ever.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like that game, yeah, I love that campaign, and it was definitely an afterthought. Like a lot of people give a shit. Let's play some Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just jump right into the multiplayer. But no, everybody's just like, okay, nobody did the. I know there's a lot of people that did the campaign, so I'm not going to be biased on that. But I mean, also like games like Medal of Honor, people will sit there and say, I understand they came up between the battlefields, and it was just basically a filler game, and everybody hated it because it wasn't what they expected. The multiplayer wasn't that great. If they played the story though, that game was freaking more realistic than any other game that they're going to play.
Right.
The Medal of Honor campaign, especially when you're sitting there, like, did you play through it, the campaign at all, or no?
No, I've not. I did not.
There's a mission.
You guys did first.
Yeah, there's a mission basically where you're in Afghanistan and you got to take over this house or whatever. You know, you got to get in here, and that's the evac zone. And I remember this. I remember this like it's like the back of my hand. Like, I know this mission. It's great because you go in there, you get to the house, and there's a mountain behind you, and you secure this house, and evac's coming in 5 minutes. But then you got a bunch of, I don't want to be racist, but insurgents, I guess, let's just say insurgents come over this mountain, and you're trying to hold these guys off. The wall blows up behind you, your one guy says, we're not making it fucking out of here. And basically, it was an emotional part, because that stuff actually happens in day-to-day time, like especially over in the wars and stuff like that. I mean, you had a mission where you basically had to do route clearance, and
it was emotional, especially from you being ex-military. It was emotional for you. You definitely relate to it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it hits the nail on the head more than anything else does, and it's like nobody understands it. Like, okay, well, this game is stupid because it's not as exciting. You got the sniper mission where the only way you can see where the other sniper is from the reflection off of their scope. And that's where you knew where they were. Yeah. I mean, that's what people got to look for, especially in the real world. You know, it's stuff like that. I mean, that was a great game. Everybody hated it. I don't understand.
I don't want to go in there.
Oh, we're going. Come on. Just follow footy steps. Just follow footy steps.
Oh my God.
We got it, dude.
Sometimes the path requires some tricky maneuvering.
Hop over the gap.
Ah, shit.
Rest in peace, Solace. Oh God, I died too.
Oh God. Anyways, we're a little rambling on here, but we're gonna move it forward here. So this is our plan: is to just talk about some stuff, play some games while we're talking about it, bring up and coming news, some debates, some topics, and just try to have some fun with it. And so much. Am I dead? Yeah, I'm dead.
Did you come back?
I just pressed space. And try to, we're gonna get better with keeping it on track and having it flow along and editing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
I also like to think that I have like a little bit of ADD, so concentrating for me is like the most difficult thing in the entire world.
And I hate people with ADD, so then I get angry.
Yeah,
so
well, which
makes a bad thing.
Which makes sense then. So.
So yeah, we're gonna try and do these. We'll probably come out every Tuesday, something like that. Maybe Monday through Wednesday. We'll probably record a couple of days before, give us time to edit, give us time to put it together.
Yep.
Maybe if it wasn't good enough, we can go back and redo it, stuff like that. This will be on our Facebooks. We'll have our own Facebook page for I Am Frozen in the Game.
You're frozen in the game.
That's fine. I'll tab out. Maybe I won't.
Solace, no! Don't leave me here. They're gonna get me.
I want to play because it's scary.
Dude, you look goofy.
We're also going to be looking into doing some live streams. Not live stream, but more focused on Let's Play. I think would be a great idea is if me and Clint played some scary games together because we absolutely hate scary games.
Oh yeah, scary games are just they're horrible.
We're gonna do some research on some co-op scary games that we can play together. And maybe it might be just entertaining to watch Clint play a scary game because
we can go ahead and we can play some Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, I can't even get past night 2. We could
Dead Realm. I think
Dead Realm, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun. We can find some other co-op games we're running through, doing some stuff together. Those would probably be separate from our podcast. Like we'll release this podcast, IDK Cast, on Tuesdays, and then we'll maybe do a live stream of a Let's Play. Where it's just us playing video games, probably like on a Thursday or something like that. We'll release it. We have some ideas for other things that don't have to directly involve gaming. Me and Clint both are musicians and we play guitar and whatnot. We were thinking about maybe having an open mic show where we come on and we'll kick up the webcams and we'll have me and Clint and other of our musician friends come on and play a couple songs and talk about music and kind of a free-for-all with that. Yeah, so this is IDK Cast. We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I have not a single clue right now. In the future here, we're also gonna have we're basically gonna have segments which are gonna be featured streamers of the week. So we're not gonna sit there and we're not gonna pick people like Casey Tron, I'm a Cutie Pie, or people like that are well known. We're gonna pick somebody that you guys have never heard of, and that way you guys can hop in there and enjoy them. Because I mean, it's a hard world out there in the whole streaming community.
Yeah. It is. It's a lot of people trying to do the same thing, and we're gonna try and get in and talk to these guys and to these, and it might be we're just literally gonna throw a dart at the board and jump into a streamer. I think our qualifications is gonna be, you have to have some, a couple people following you, or you know what I mean. I don't want to go in with Joe Schmo that has 0 followers and he just started. I want to get these people on the map that might only have 50 followers, 100 followers, 1,000 or whatever.
Yep.
And bring them into the light and. You never know. Maybe get some relationships and maybe bring them on the show, and talk about some stuff. So that's our ideas. Is we definitely overran this one. We're at an hour and 10 minutes.
Yes, Jesus. We are.
Hopefully, after we edit this.
Maybe.
Maybe.
There's not a whole lot of editing to do on it though. I mean, I think we hit it. I think we hit it just right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
just enough. I mean, we're definitely gonna. Yeah, we're gonna try and get some good topics and some good things to talk about that get us passionate. I don't want to, we don't want to sit here and just ramble on about stuff that you might already know. If you want to hear our opinionated, pretentious asses talk about stuff, then stay tuned for the next episode, which I'm hoping will come up next week on Tuesday, and we'll have all these extras for you. We'll have the underground Twitcher or streamer of the week. We'll have some music from some of our friends. We'll have, we want to start doing some clips, clip of the week, whether it be from our personal gaming community or something.
Or just something that we find, something that we really enjoyed together.
We're going to try our best to stay away from copyrighted material so we don't get sued, because I don't know if I have enough money for a lawyer.
I don't have any money. Fuck them. They'll get over it.
So yeah, this will be on, we're going to start a Facebook, on Facebook.
Yep.
We're going to start a Facebook on MySpace.
Yep, and then we're going to MySpace about tweeting it.
I'm tweeting it. But we'll have a Facebook. We'll share this. You'll see it from both of us. If you're not into gaming, then stay away from it.
Yeah.
But check it out. See what you think. Put it in the background. You don't have to watch us. You can listen to us talk about shit. If you have any comments, you want to, come on the show. If you want to come on the show, you want to hang out, feel free to contact me or Clint or aka Kashimi here, or me, Solus, through our respective Facebooks or email. We'll have all that stuff in the descriptions and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, any ideas? So let us know. We're just starting it off. We love all you guys. Obviously, this is going to be going out to our immediate friends and family first. So, hi everybody.
Hello.
We
Shalom.
know personally.
Namaste.
Thanks. If you made it this far, almost an hour into our podcast, we thank you so much.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
we really appreciate it, and basically, we're gonna let Drippy the Dragon take it from here. You guys have a good rest of your night, day, whatever it is. Keep your head up.
This has been this is gonna be the worst outro in the world.
Yep.
We're gonna let this one ride out. We're not gonna edit this one. We have to have a catchphrase.
A catchphrase.
Like Markiplier is like, as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.
As always,
great.
We don't fucking know.
Yeah, I guess so. As always, stay clueless, gaming community. Stay ignorant. This has been IDK Cast. I am Solus.
I'm Kashimi.
And
You guys
we'll
have a
see you
good
next week.
Yep. Have a good one, guys.